Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, very excited. We made huge progress. Also, I don't know if you just think the chicken looks better, but I fixed the camera and I no longer have that white glow and look like a ghost more than I already do. Guys, if you haven't already, I do appreciate it. If you throw in that code chicken for me in the shop, we're going to do something special. What's this month? March. For the next month, for those of you that have been using the code chicken. So if you haven't already, make sure you grab your instant training and throw in that code and join the Discord server. Link to that is going to be in the video description. Also, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering season 33 like we do each and every season. And yeah, so here's where we're at today, guys. We got all the way up to 17. My best today actually was, if we go to my season high, 17 and 66 at 80. That was on a win streak. You know this how the story goes. I was one win away from getting 18, and of course, fell all the way back down to 16 and a half. But it's just not really a great time for me to be pushing right now. So that's where I'm at. But I want to get you guys on the straight and narrow as well and make sure that everybody's getting the most out of their season, because I know this one especially is really difficult. And it's a very punishing tech tree if you make the wrong choices at the wrong time. So bullet and rifleman are fine. If you don't have rocket choppers, you can stick with bullet and rifleman. The guys in like global number 1 through 5, I think some of them are still using bullets and rifles. So yes, rocket choppers were hot. They're going to be hot for a minute. I think they'll probably be decent for most of the season. But we'll see. You know, that's subject to change. But don't feel like if you don't have rocket choppers, you're not able to compete. It's not. It's not like that. Now, as we move along here, you definitely want to get barrage, and I'd say getting barrage to tick 4. That's just minimum requirements for everybody. If you don't have that, go ahead and do it. Now, in terms of everything else, if you don't have a lot of tech, I would actually pick up the mines. That's just going to allow you to progress and collect chests and not get, just absolutely crushed on defense. Shock launchers is great, either or. You can take, that's two different paths. They are very strong at 3 engines right now too. The problem is, as you get higher up in 3 ERs, you start to go against the 4 ER rocket chopper players, and they're going to rip the 3 engine bases to shreds. I think yesterday I lost to one in a video, which was kind of embarrassing because once I figured it out, they're pretty easy to use. So as we go through here, everything here is pretty well good. I wouldn't spend too much time with warriors. I wouldn't sacrifice the keys to get to brick, although, they're going to have their moment in the sun too, for sure. If you are going to get this prototype, make sure you select that Flotsam cannon. That is going to be the proto of choice for the early defensive meta anyways. That's what everybody's running. It's good against rocket choppers because it shoots missiles at them, and it'll also take out a bunch of riflemen when it explodes or just when it shoots in general. Flamethrowers I would skip for right now. They're not that strong. They're not that good. Overall, defense is not very strong right now, so I also wouldn't bother going for the building damage, and I would certainly not grab that multi-node. Troop health is definitely going to be something we come back for. It's going to be nice with whatever you're using, heavies, rocket choppers, obviously the end of the tree as well. So here's where I'm at right now. And if you're going to grab this prototype, you want to grab that shock blaster. So here was my big move today. Now, I could have went with the shock blaster. Probably would have had an easier time pushing up to 18. Maybe yes, maybe no. But what I want to do is I want to get to 5 engines as soon as possible. I think that's going to be our next little mini push point. And then from there, we want to get this. We want to just forget about everything else for right now. We want to get to that building health. That building health is going to be our push point, especially in 5 ER. And we're going to be adding our first sky shield around that time too. So if you're a little bit late getting to 5, I might make sure I at least have enough keys to grab that sky shield when I go. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. But if you're kind of on the same path as I am, or you have very similar tech, then I think going to 5 early is going to be nice in and of itself, which isn't always the case. So yeah, that's what I would focus on for right now in terms of the tech tree. I mean, if you're beyond that, you already know what you're doing and you don't need to listen to me. But yeah, so here it is. Oh, it's going to be painful. Oh, God. Painful stuff right there. But I'll show you guys the attack meta anyways. Like I said, we went on a huge run right up to 17. It was just in the last little bit that things started to get really, really tough. and you see that 379 battles. I don't care if I'm winning or losing. Well, obviously I care if I'm winning or losing, but today, in the last couple days, I'm just all about that grind, all about just getting after it. And if it's a push point, great, I'm going to try to push. And today I learned the hard way. We always say when you're losing, stop. When you're winning, keep going. That's always your biggest determinant, unless there's something, some sort of tech that you just got or something obviously that you were doing wrong that you just recently fixed. If you lose more than 3 or 4 in a row and you're pretty well doing everything right in line with as best you can and your tech is on point, then that's just basically Warships telling you don't have the right tech to be progressing right now. And I didn't listen to that today, so hopefully you guys learned from the chicken. But either way, I'll show you guys the attack with rocket choppers. This base is obviously super easy. It doesn't have a lot of stuff, but here's what we want to do. So first off, we want to go off this right ramp. Shout out to Mr. Pirate Pete. He showed me this attack today. But we want to go off this right ramp, and we want to BART out whatever's down here on the left or whatever's out of the way. And then from there, you have 2 options. Depending on what's in the area, you typically want to flare onto the cannon first and then onto the engine room. If they only have one little rink-a-dink cannon like this one, it's not a big deal. You can actually just bypass that and shoot through it. But what you have to be very careful of using rocket choppers is to not sit in a pile of machine guns. The machine guns will shred you to bits. You can pass over them quickly, but if you're going to be sitting there shooting at an engine room or shooting at a cannon and then an engine room, or you've got 2 engine rooms right beside each other, and the whole time you're in a circle of machine guns, you're just going to get melted. And yeah, so that's what you want to avoid, and you want to just, you see, you can fly over top them, no problem. But say, for example, if we were to sit there, that rocket chopper is going to die eventually from that machine gun. It almost died just passing over it. So, yeah. And then we want to use barrage and artillery towards the end to make sure that we take down that last engine even faster. So I'll try to do, I might do 1 hit. I don't know how many live hits I'm going to do in this video because I need to stay in gold at the very least to make sure we get to 5 ER later on today. But yeah, so I think let's just get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So we'll see if we can put all that into practice here. This guy's got a floaty. He's got, what does he got? What does he got? He's got a little bit of everything, eh? A little bit of everything. Well, for this one, I think we're going to do pretty well what we just talked about. So let's go like this. Let's go down there. We're going to go 1, 2, 1. That's all we need right there. You just want to make sure your flares are on point. A little bit slow on that one, but that's going to be okay. We want to go past that cannon. Now, those cannons are going to go down super, super quick, so we got to be careful. I just realized the Flotsam cannon does not shoot at the rocket choppers, I don't think. Or does it? I'm not sure. But there we go, guys. Look at that time. 3:32. That's what we want to see. Did I make a mistake there? Did the Flotsams not shoot at the rocket choppers? It looked like maybe it was shooting a bullet right underneath it. But yeah, you see this? Everyone's getting right around the same time, so it's getting really difficult to progress. But yeah, woo. Okay, so that was a nice win. That makes the log look a little bit better. 3:32. That's right around the time. I mean, if we can consistently get 3:28 plus, that's what we want to really be seeing right now. Ooh, this one I'm tempted to come straight from the bottom. I mean, look at that. We could fly right over top. Don't have to sit in any machine guns. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is something that I was playing around with today. It was kind of, I'll talk about bullet more in a second, but it was kind of nice. So basically I would throw a bullet out like this, and then as he comes over, he can actually distract stuff depending on where you're flaring. So we're going to let them go out. 1, 2, 1. And we're going to go right up over top like that. Let's use a quick taunt there. Taunt, and away we go, guys. 3:30. We want to get 3:30 here. That would be nice. 3:31. Boom. So that's how we're doing it. And you see Bullet actually saved me a rock chop there. I don't know if that made a huge difference, but it's better than just throwing him out in front and him doing nothing. So let's see what the time is there. 3:26. All right, that's going to get us back into 17, right on the dot. So yeah, that's basically how we want to use rocket choppers, guys, and that's how I was able to get up to so close to 18 today. I might make another run for it in an hour and a half at the chest time, but we'll see. Either way, I was happy to get up to 17, and I think at my best globally today, we were 232, 222, something like that. Obviously, we've fallen off a little bit since then, but right in the mix. The season is back on track, guys, and we're primed and ready, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, but I know it's frustrating for a lot of players out there, depending on where you're at and where you're stuck with, but don't worry. Just don't, if you're losing a lot, don't keep losing. Sounds obvious, sounds stupid, but it's true. Don't force it when it's not there. Just, take a break, come back, get your chest when you can, and then make your next moves from there. Look at me, for example. I started the season at rank 11. I had lost almost 130 matches right out of the gates. We took a breath, which I needed to do. I ate a ladybug by accident on the chicken live stream. Whew, that was funny. But yeah, that's all it was. Just recalculate, come back strong, and that's what we're trying to set you guys up for here. So if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate it, guys. You do subscribe to the channel. And make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.